right, welcome to Taking On Sports Podcast. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon's Get the Blues in. Seth Barrett,
Yo.
packed
Howdy.
show. So we put out a Victor Wembanyama YouTube video out last week, right? Talking about how 7'3" players and taller struggle to stay in the NBA a long time. This guy says in the comments, 3 minutes in, and I can't listen to this Wilson guy. I'm out. I just commented back, told him the truth ain't for everybody, man.
Ooh.
Dang, Vance, get roasted.
Hey, 3 minutes. That's good, though.
Yeah, dude, he stayed in there for 3 minutes, got the algorithm moving. That video got some pretty decent views on it, so
Yep.
Not too shabby. Let's see. I'm just kind of curious on what the other videos are doing. Hey, Oklahoma City making moves, huh? Who put that video out? Ollie. We're just ahead of the curve when it comes to talking about off-season basketball. That's all I'll say. But I got some topics for you guys. Let me find my list. We're going to start off with Ben Roethlisberger potentially hating Kenny Pickett.
Oh, my God. So, have you listened to Ben's podcast at all?
I gotta flip my camera the other way.
No, I don't. I haven't seen a single episode of Ben Roethlisberger's podcast.
Okay, neither have I.
It's kind of spelt funky, so it's like.
Yeah. So, I have seen clips. I mean, I guess they just, like, drink a beer or something, and he talks. He's been talking, like, a lot of shit, I guess, on certain things. But I didn't really hear what he said about Kenny Pickett. Why does he hate him?
He said early on, this is what he said to Kenny Pickett on that podcast. Early on, I really didn't want you to succeed because you followed me up. I didn't want it to happen. I think it's probably the selfishness in me, and I feel bad for it.
He told that to his face?
Yeah, him, Kenny Pickett, and Mitchell Trubisky all showed up on this podcast. And Kenny Pickett was just like, wow, thanks for your honesty. Because obviously Kenny Pickett can't be like, hey, fuck you, Big Ben. Because he's arguably the second greatest quarterback to play for the Steelers ever. So you can't if you're the quarterback for the Steelers, you can't just be like giving it to him, you know?
So what, you got number one
Terry
/ Goodell Stewart,
Terry,
then Terry Bradshaw.
No, I don't even know who that first dude is, but he's not above Terry and Big Ben.
Madden legend, Vance.
Cordell Stewart? Oh, man. This guy.
IRL over Madden.
All right, fine. Terry Bradshaw kind of stunk, but I'll have to give Big Ben the nod over him.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, Bradshaw played in a different era, but for Bradshaw's era, he was top notch. But
same thing about Troy Aikman. His stats stunk.
Troy Aikman has a negative touchdown interception ratio.
It's in the Hall of Fame though, because of Super Bowls.
Yes, all you gotta do is win a Super Bowl. That's why. What's his name? Guy in the NBA that won 3 back-to-back NBA championships. Barely played any minutes. Seth, what was his name? Oh, man.
I almost had it until you called on me.
Patrick
McCall.
Yeah, Pat McCall, the GOAT. Rookie 3 years in the league, 3 NBA championships. 2 with the Golden State and 1 with Toronto. Impressive for Pat McCall, dude. He knew exactly when he needed to be out there, so good for him. Big Ben also followed up saying, I probably shouldn't say this, but who cares at this point? I wouldn't say that I wanted Kenny to necessarily fail, but when someone replaces you, I still feel like I had it, even though his last season in Pittsburgh was atrocious. I hope it doesn't. I hope he doesn't ball out because it's like Ben who at that point.
Jeez, I mean, listen, he's saying what a lot of people think. I'll give him credit, but dang.
He later came out and expressed his support for Kenny Pickett after all that. Obviously, he's like, okay, he's like, now I want you to succeed because you obviously didn't lead the Steelers to a deep playoff run or a Super Bowl run your first year. So it's like, you're okay in my book. That's the way I viewed it. I think Big Ben was just kind of I will agree with you, Barry. He said what everybody was thinking. If you leave, like Brett Favre obviously didn't want Aaron Rodgers to basically almost eclipse him in terms of greatest quarterbacks in Green Bay.
Right.
And
No, I think all the greats kind of think that. I think, Dan Marino probably didn't want old Jay Fiedler doing well, but then after Dolphins started really sucking, I think he truly believes, in Tua. But I don't know. I mean, Kenny Pickett stinks. Steelers are going to be fourth in their division. Like,
dang.
What are we talking about here? They suck. I do like Mike Tomlin, though.
They finished 9-8.
They stink.
They finished 9-8. What did the Dolphins finish?
9-8, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're right there with the Dolphins.
Miami beat the Steelers, so
Yeah, boom, Vance, get wrecked.
Yeah. So and Miami beat the Saints last time they played, so
but we have Derek Carr now. We don't have a bum.
True.
Yeah, we don't have bums at quarterback anymore. We got Derek Carr. So when the black and gold come calling,
I'd still take Finn's money line.
He said, "We don't have bums anymore. We have Derek Carr."
We got Derek Carr. What do you want me to talk? He's not a bum, he's definitely not a bum.
Nah, he's decent though. Hey, what's Chris Sims think? I'm sure he put Derek Carr like top 10 in his.
Oh, we don't acknowledge Chris Sims. So
okay, good. But if we're acknowledging him, he put Tua 21 and Mac Jones 20. Do you agree with that?
Mac Jones has proved more so far.
Oh my!
But if I'm doing the strict eyeball test, no. But if you're just going based off like what they've already done in the league, Mac Jones has done more technically. So if Chris Sims doesn't actually watch the games, which we're thinking he doesn't based on how he puts out these lists, right? Chris Sims has never watched a football game in his life after he got booted out of the league throwing 4 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So he obviously doesn't watch the game. So he just strictly goes off pro football reference. Oh, this quarterback has this many yards and he has a Pro Bowl. Let's put him above Tua after never physically seeing either two quarterbacks play a snap in the NFL.
Timothy here makes a great point. Pickett's connection in Pittsburgh is real, clearly, because of all his roots and stuff. So I could see why Big Ben sees that. But, he's a local guy.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett came in there 20th pick in the draft from Pittsburgh, from the area. It's like everybody immediately upon Pickett getting on the field, everybody loved Kenny. Ben didn't get that immediate reaction when he got into the field because he wasn't from the area. So it's like
he was from Miami of Ohio.
Stooge. Anyway, I got another thing for you guys. This is a good thing. The NFL passed a rule to where now they can flex Thursday night football games. But there's some stipulations, and it's kind of dumb. Teams can't play 2 Thursday night football games, and it's 28 days notice. So
who said they can't play 2?
That was in the rules that they put out.
Back-to-backs?
No, at all.
Dallas plays 2 every year.
Not Thursday.
You can play 2.
Dallas plays 2 every year. What do you mean?
It's not possible for one team to not play on Thursday twice.
Especially if they're flexing. If they're flexing, then – and did you see the list of – so there's only a certain amount. There's only certain games they can flex.
Yeah, weeks 13 through 17.
Weeks. So all those teams kind of stink if you pull that graphic up. I can tell you exactly what's going to get flexed. You know what? Go ahead and pull it up.
Let me see if I can find it now.
Can we get the graphic, Vance, please?
Can we get the graphic?
Week 13. Here, let me just share well, it's hard to read. Week 13 will be Seattle at Dallas.
I don't know flex, yeah.
I'm trying to see what the rules were for flexing.
I know it's 28 days.
They
or
probably just
something
can't play
crazy.
back-to-back Thursdays. That sounds realistic. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the next game?
New England Patriots versus Pittsburgh Steelers.
Flexed. Those teams are gonna stink. All right.
Oh, that's Steel Town, dude. You kidding me?
I don't think that one will get flexed.
They both-
Los Angeles Chargers versus Raiders. They could potentially flex that via the Raiders situation.
True flex. Yep. I'll call it.
New Orleans Saints versus LA Rams, two powerhouses in the NFC.
Oh, that game is 100% getting flexed.
That game's not getting flexed.
The Rams are gonna fucking stink, Vance.
Based on
Rams
based
are
on what?
horrible.
Based on
Huh?
what? They lost Jalen Ramsey. That's it.
Matthew Stafford is a shell of himself after winning a Super Bowl. This dude is declined.
We haven't seen him play since he won a Super Bowl. Come on, don't even play
He's
that
got
way.
back issue. Or
He's
what
a
is it, neck
shell.
issue?
He's a shell. We
You're
ain't seen him
talking
play.
about by the end.
You haven't seen him
you're talking
play.
about by the
How can
end
you
of
say
the
he love
season.
himself? You've seen him
By the
play.
end of the season.
He's done.
These
Matt Stafford's
That's
done.
definitely going to get flexed.
Matt Stafford is done.
Because Carr's going to like shit the bed, and then who knows? It's going to be like some backup quarterback for the Rams. 100% flex. I'm 3-1.
It's Stetson Bennett in LA.
Oh Lord.
Two-time national champion quarterback. Like
27 years old. Didn't even graduate.
The Rams should have just traded Aaron Donald.
They should have. To Miami.
and then the Jets versus Cleveland in week 17.
Oh, 100% flex.
That game's not getting flexed. In week 17, the Jets will probably be like 10-6.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns will,
Rodgers is already limping. Rodgers is already spraining his calf.
Cleveland will probably be 10-6.
OTAs.
Like Cleveland will probably be 10-6. Like Cleveland has a very good roster built around Deshaun. Deshaun just has to pick up right where he left off from Houston, and then they are golden.
Neither will make the playoffs. Flexed.
The Jets or Cleveland?
Neither will make.
I'll bet you $100 that at least one of them makes the playoffs.
Injuries do happen, so I don't know yet.
Those are the games that could potentially be flexed.
Yeah, most of those games will probably be flexed. To be real.
I'm trying to.
I mean, yeah, when you get to the end of the year, it's like playoff implications, right? So you really want to flex the games. Well, I mean, you don't want to watch. Do you want to watch a playoff like kind of battling for playoff position on a Thursday?
Hey, Amazon is pissed about last year, so yeah, they're definitely going to want.
The resolution will allow the league to flip a Sunday afternoon game into Thursday night, and then move that Thursday game to a Sunday afternoon game.
The NFL says they care about the fans, but truly they don't. So
Care about money.
Amazon whined to the NFL.
Well,
Al
Amazon
Michaels
literally got the worst set of games they ever could have got last year.
Al Michaels was just roasting on the whole, like they were just going at it.
It was awful for Thursday Night Football was almost unwatchable last year, based on how many just stinkers there was on Amazon.
So many stinkers, man. So yeah, they're gonna flex. That's good that they get to do.
I could see potentially maybe two of those getting flexed. Week 14, the Patriots versus Pittsburgh, and that's because Pittsburgh will be good and the Patriots will stink. And then the Chargers versus Raiders because the Raiders will stink, Chargers will be good. But Saints Rams, that's going to be a banger. Matt Stafford coming back. Cam Akers, they have a run game finally, if they'll actually utilize it.
The week 14 Thursday Night Football game. What week was it?
Week 14, New England versus Pittsburgh.
No, you're talking the Saints.
Oh, that's week 16. That's playoff time, dude.
100% getting flexed, dude. 100%.
Saints are gonna run the NFC South.
The Saints will probably have that division locked up, truly. So they might switch it to a more competitive game because the Rams are probably going to stink.
The only team that has a chance to compete is Tampa Bay, and that's if Baker Mayfield just turns it on.
this would be the happiest I would be if I was a Saints fan right now, because the whole division is atrocious.
What?
And that is a great feeling as a football
What about
fan.
the Red
Your
Rifle
division-
over in Carolina?
when your division
Bryce
stinks,
Young's immediately starting. Red Rifle to the bench.
like
Didn't they already come out and say that Andy Dalton was going to start?
That would be the dumbest thing ever. That would be so stupid. Why draft a guy at number 1 and not start him right away? That's the stupidest thing ever. If I'm drafting any guy that's drafted in the first round, to me is an immediate impact starter you can throw on your team.
Let me search it. Let's see.
There's no way Andy Dalton starts over Bryce Young.
no, you got to start Bryce Young. Throw him into the fire.
That's
the
like
way.
they're not gonna let the dude in Houston start over CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Whatever that dude's name is, their quarterback.
Unless
this
you
year.
have a Brett Favre, Alex Smith situation.
Look, see, it says the Panthers GM says Andy Dalton will start over Bryce Young. Now, there's multiple articles, but it says could start, will start, could start, will start. So just however you take it.
Golly, dude, Panthers organization is just poverty if they do that.
So it's not like a real, there's a chance that he doesn't start. Uh-oh. Barrett.
No, it's me. All right, it's back. Is it back? All right.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Oh, dude, Sophie
Hey,
in there just bogging the internet down.
That's your quarterback whisperer. What's his name, huh? That head coach, huh?
I don't think it's Frank Wright's decision. I think the GM's being a stooge. Frank Wright needs to override the GM on that. There's no way you let Andy Dalton start over the number 1 overall pick in the draft. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in the NFL in a long time. And Panthers are in my division, dude. I don't want them to be good, but it's like I also don't want teams to be stupid.
Herbert didn't start. Tua didn't start.
Yeah, man.
And
I believe I will believe those were clown decisions.
Baker didn't start.
Clown decisions.
Baker did not start.
Why draft a guy that high? Look, if you have the first round is for guys that are going to make immediate impact on your roster, right? Baker may not have started, but he came in like week 3. Pickett may have not started, but he came in like week 3. Herbert came in like week 5. And then Tua came in, they did the closer thing with Fitzpatrick, super weird. Only Miami can do it kind of situation going on over there, where they have Tua start and then close it with Fitzpatrick. Like, it's crazy weird.
It's Brian Flores for you.
You don't draft a guy that high and just be like, on the bench. Unless you have a much, much, like, significant improvement in front of that guy. Like Alex Smith over Patrick Mahomes for 1 year because we didn't know what Patrick Mahomes was yet. Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. That's a situation that I could agree with because Jordan Love is terrible. Anybody over Justin Fields would have been acceptable because he's.
Hey, you're gonna eat those words whenever Jordan Love lights the league on fire this year.
I'm gonna eat those words when the Green Bay Packers finish second to last in that division because Chicago will finish last, obviously.
Wow. Justin Fields will carry that division, that team, to probably second place in the division.
That's if all the other teams only get 3 wins and he gets 4. I could see it.
There you go.
But Justin Fields isn't getting over 5 wins this year.
I'll bet on that.
Yeah, Vance, bet on that, Vance.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got, Barrett? Give
me 5.5. Well, 5's a push. Give me 5.5. If we do 5,
fine.
So you'll take the over that they get 6, and I take anything 5 and under.
No, I want 5 and under or 5 and over.
So you get 5.5. So you get 6 and over. I get 5 and under.
Yeah, you think the Bears this week got 6 wins, Barrett?
Probably not.
Oh,
they'll get 5 wins.
Man, take it at 4.5, Vance.
I won't make it 4.5.
5 even.
5.5 is the line.
Wow. Is that the real line?
That's my line.
Let's see.
I will give you guys. Hey, next week, that's a good one. Or before the season starts, I'll give you guys lines of every team's win total, and you just.
Hey, 7.5.
Oh, that's awful. I would take that. I would smash the under, bank account, house, everything on the under.
7.5 is their
7.5 is not happening. Detroit is emerging. The Vikings are going to be 9-10 wins. They're not
without Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, they're still 9-10 wins. They're not going to be like crazy good, but they'll be 9-10 wins.
Okay, we'll just pause this. I would like to see the Bears' schedule, and then we can come back to it at a later date.
I'll start working on the graphic to where I can get every team, their schedule, and then my plus over or my plus minus.
Your plus minus?
My plus minus. It's a game for you guys. I'll do it by division. So we'll go through it week by week. We'll do this division, this division, this division, this division.
All right, we get to clown on Vance next week.
Well, we have to start.
We're starting with the NFC North now.
Well, there's 8 divisions, so that gives us 8 weeks.
Yeah, and it'll start next week.
No, I let's start it like the week after because June 1st is happening and Miami gets money and Dalvin Cook will be a Dolphin. That could change the line.
And you think we'll fill up a whole hour of Dalvin Cook talk here?
Dalvin Cook will be a Cowboy.
What? Bro, he's working out with Tua's trainer.
Who?
Yeah. Who?
Dalvin Cook.
Cares. All right. You don't want to go play. You don't want to go play for Stephen Ross, I don't know. I was gonna say old guy, but that may be a little pushing it.
He is old and he is a stooge, but
What's up with the Colts and our opinions?
And our options? Your options? I think you meant opinions there. Did the Colts get a quarterback?
Yeah, they get AR.
Oh, they did get AR. That's right.
I think personally, I think the Colts have got to steal an AR. I think they'll develop Anthony Richardson. Yeah, we got it, Tim. I think they got to steal with Anthony Richardson. I've been on it since the draft, though. I've came on here many times saying Anthony Richardson is the biggest quarterback freak ever coming out, and I think he has the potential to be minimum top 5 quarterback in this league with the right development. They got to get him. His offensive line's okay. They got to get him more weapons. That's for sure. But the Colts have some work to do on both sides of the ball. I don't think it's a complete S team as it was a couple years ago when they had Phillip Rivers slinging the rock. But that
Phillip Rivers team was literally a quarterback away.
That's what I'm saying. They were very good, and then it kind of got blown up because you went with Phillip Rivers and wasted your year. So I think the Colts made a great pick with Anthony Richardson.
The Colts have set their franchise back after Andrew Luck retiring like 6 years. And this is finally the time to see if they can turn it around. But if AR-15 does not work out, they are set back another 4 years.
So does he start immediately too?
He has to. There's no way he doesn't start week 1.
Yeah, definitely. Jim Irsay, I think, already came out and said that he will most
I
likely
think
start.
Jim Irsay is all over AR-15. I don't think there's any way they don't let him start. The dude is an absolute freak. Even if he can't sling the rock, he could probably come out and immediately rush for 1,500 yards.
Just run the wishbone?
Yeah, he could. He's probably going to break the rushing record for quarterbacks.
Damn.
He's that athletic.
He's fast.
He's fast. He can jump. The dude's powerful. He's like 230. It's he's literally everything you want minus his throwing ability, which needs to improve drastically for him to compete at a high level in the NFL, or he'll be another version of Justin Fields, more athletic version of Justin Fields. Justin Fields can't throw the rock, and you cannot. There's not a single video or a single stat that you can throw out there that'll tell me otherwise.
Okay.
I saw like a 3-minute clip of Justin Fields bombing on Twitter.
I know he slings it accurately. I like the Colts.
There's a 3-minute clip of him throwing good and about a 15-minute clip of him throwing absolute ducks. Oh, no.
Screenshot them.
Yeah, that's a nice picture of
Oh,
Barry.
he's back. He's
You there?
Yeah, you're good.
You're good now, Barrett.
Both of you
shit.
guys froze.
Both of you guys froze.
Oh, it's probably the server that's going down.
Probably this guy here.
It's probably
No,
me.
I was just saying that's a winnable division for everyone but the Texans. So I like the Colts. If AR-15 comes out and balls, they have a real shot. Titans are on the way down. And, you do got the Jags, though, man. Trevor Lawrence, if he does take that next step.
Trevor Lawrence has emerged.
Ooh.
He is here.
Yeah. But those teams find ways to choke, Colts included. So who knows who's going to win that division?
That's the Jags division to lose every year going forward.
Until Anthony Richardson becomes who he's supposed to be.
Listen,
when
if the fate of the world, and I had to pick one team to win that division, Jacksonville Jaguars with.
You don't think Tennessee has a chance to make a comeback?
Tennessee's done.
No, they're done. Tannehill's done. Whoever they bring in behind Tannehill is done. Who they got? Will Levis.
They just got another good wide receiver.
I mean, they still got the King, dude. The King, but there's a lot of tread on those tires, boy. So
listen, Derrick Henry's fixing to.
Think he's gonna hit the shelf, huh? He may.
Derrick Henry's exceeded. Hey, Derrick Henry's exceeded a lot of expectations. I mean, you always say running backs' longevity is not that great. That's why you should not sign running backs to a big term contract. And you never see running backs really go into their 30s anymore. You just don't.
They either peak at 25 and play till 29, or peak at 21 and play till 25.
There are your exceptions, but there's just not running backs made like that anymore.
Yeah, Emmitt Smith's records are never going to be touched.
No, not anymore.
He's got
he's running behind the Great Wall of Dallas.
I mean, true, but he was an every down back type.
Oh yeah, he was.
He just kept playing too.
That was back where you didn't have a third down back. It was just like, hey, you're the running back. Get out there until you are gassed.
Pretty much.
Where Zeke would get 2 handoffs and immediately go to the oxygen tank.
Zeke.
That dude cracked me up, dude. He would be out there for
not young Zeke.
It was probably year 3 Zeke we started seeing the oxygen mask make an appearance.
Wow.
Rookie Zeke was electric.
He was pretty good. Zeke definitely carried some couple of fantasy seasons.
And we all know the Houston Texans in that division are going to be not great for a couple more years.
Zeke's still unsigned.
Everybody's waiting until June 1st.
Yeah, June 1st.
He's going to go to the Jets. So we put a video out about this a while back where I announced that he was going to the Jets. I still am on that train. Come June 1st, which is next week, we'll be talking on the 31st. We'll be discussing free agents and where they're going to go, the remaining free agents.
Fair enough.
So that'll be a good one. The Punt God, Matt Ariza, is getting a workout with the New York Jets, and this is the first of many, according to multiple reports. Bad situation that young man was put in. He was found to anywhere near the gang humping. So now he's good to go, and teams are giving him workouts. I hope he gets signed too. I hope.
Yeah, how good you're going to feel for Matt Ariza whenever he turns into the NFL, the league's best punter.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, bad situation he was put in.
Without getting.
We'll bury those opinions because let's talk about the good. Let's talk about the good of Matt Ariza. The dude is he's an absolute stud. He won the award in college for best punter. He was drafted in like the 3rd round by the Buffalo Bills. All that shit happened. He was cut. Now he has a chance to basically pick his team.
Well, he worked out with the Jets already.
And I think the Jets would be a great spot to go.
Of course. Of course, it's the Jets. Why is it always an AFC East team? Like, that's why the NFC is so bad. Like, they just never get anyone. They don't play. Like, I swear to God, the AFC, a lot of the AFC teams, like their GMs and stuff, they're literally building their teams like I would in Madden. Like the top young punters out there, you see, of course, it's always the Jets or the fucking Patriots. Bills are the ones who drafted them. It's like, what the hell, man? And I'm sure they feel the same way about, this each division rival. It's like, oh, why did Tyreek go to fucking Miami?
This is the way I think of it. AFC teams are always looking for the new, where NFC teams are always looking to hold on to the old.
Except if you're the Jets, getting old man Rodgers.
That's technically new. That's new to them.
It is very new to them and very
he hasn't even played a snap yet, and he's the second greatest quarterback to ever play on that roster.
yeah.
He could go down with an Achilles in OTAs, and he will go down as the number 2 quarterback to ever wear a Jets uniform.
That's wild.
And he doesn't even have to step on the field. That's wild.
Hey, yeah. I was a dog in an old school Madden. Tim knows.
Yeah, they did. The Jets had some bangers. Mark Sanchez, Gino, Sam Darnold.
Okay, but to be fair, that can be said kind of about the Dolphins if you Marino and Greasy. So like,
1 Greasy, 2 Fitzpatrick, 3 Marino.
Yeah. So all Tua has to do is like go to the AFC Championship, maybe go to the Super Bowl and lose. Tua's automatically third. He's automatically third no matter what if he even gets that. I mean, if he wins one,
If Tua wins one and he's like one of the main reasons they win one, then he
don't even need to be a main reason, Vance.
He would probably eclipse Marino.
They could go out there and hand the ball off 150 times and Tua would rise up the ranks, dude.
No, I think he would jump Greasy for sure. That Dolphin team was carried by their defense. I mean, Greasy got injured the season they went undefeated, and it was old Earl the Pearl Morale, the backup that played most of those games. So, I mean, I think if Tua wins one on him, I think he's probably second easily. But yeah, I mean, the Jets are way worse as a franchise, but it's tough. A lot of teams aren't like the Packers or the Colts, go straight from Manning to then, Luck. I mean, I understand why he retired, but damn, he kind of fucked them, huh?
What's a potential team you'd like to see Matt Ariza go to, Barrett?
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck the Miami Dolphins, but hey, we signed OU punter.
You guys got Michael Turk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need Ariza.
Yeah, we don't need it. I didn't even realize that he's like a distant or a cousin of old Miami legend punter Matt Turk too. Oh shit, dude.
Michael Turk. He's probably going to come in the league as like one of the top punters.
You need a Turk jersey.
Might have to do it. I don't know yet. He's on the team. We like swapped punters with the Jets or something. Whoever their punter was, they got Morstead. Like, it's so like AFC East makes me sick, man. I really wish they would they need to redo the divisions based on actual fucking location.
Oh, so you can play Jacksonville twice a year?
Yeah, you guys can get a cakewalk of a schedule going forward.
Jacksonville, Tampa, okay. All right.
Throw the Saints in there, easy.
You could throw the Saints, or you could throw Carolina Panthers there. Make a Southeast or Atlanta Falcons. This is bullshit.
Hey, I understand it's like from adding teams or whatever, but it always blows me away. Like, that's almost identical situation to who's the standout in the NFC East? Dallas.
Man, if they did it like this, it would be Finns, Jags, Tampa Falcons. And then you could do Saints, Texans, Cowboys, Chiefs.
Yeah, NFC South right there.
Damn.
The
Yeah.
West, AFC West would be
That would be
Raiders.
Raiders.
Chargers.
Nah, the AFC West is pretty solid being Chargers. No, it'd be Chargers,
Yeah.
But say KC's in
Rams,
there.
San Fran, Seattle. And then you would do, well, maybe you leave Kansas out. It goes Saints, Texans, Dallas, Tennessee. And then you go Arizona, Broncos, Kansas City.
You're getting away, Vance. You're getting
Vegas.
away.
I'm following the Raiders.
Vegas, yeah.
Chiefs, Arizona, Broncos, Raiders.
Yeah.
And then Vikings, that division would stay the same.
Right.
See, that one's in there. That's so dumb. That one gets everybody right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that when they used to be 3 divisions, Indianapolis was in Miami's division?
Barrett just wants to cakewalk the Jacksonville Jaguars and Tampa.
No, it's not even
He's
about
like,
that.
give us Atlanta and Jacksonville, please. Oh, Tom Brady's gone from Tampa. Let's throw that team in there too.
Well, get rid of all this fucking east, straight northern fucking snow and shit. Buffalo's building a brand new stadium, and then dumbasses. It's such a dumbass city. Not even building a roof on it, like idiots. Almost every team, unless it's Lambeau, legendary stadiums like Lambeau and then Soldier Field.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Okay, those need to stay. But you're building a brand new $1 billion stadium in Buffalo. Oh God, oh man. It incinerates me. I went there once too. Went there to a game. That's why I know. Oh, God.
It's kind of funny that every division has almost every division has a standout.
Yeah. Stupid.
And every division has a sore thumb.
Like all the NFC East, every team's up there with the New Yorks and the Buffaloes, and Dallas is way down in Texas.
That's what I'm saying. You know? We're talking about legendary though.
The best team in the NFC.
But yeah,
You can make a case for them to be the best team in the NFC, but by far is a little bit of a stretch. I think
the Eagles are by far the best team, to be fair. I agree.
No.
No, just get this guy.
Derek Carr, he's coming.
You got tier 1 Eagles, a little bit of a gap, a by far type gap. Then you got Cowboys. I would say the Saints are top 5. The NFC stinks. NFC. Oh God, all their teams.
Listen,
are bad.
The Eagles got the cakewalk in the playoffs. So whatever. Did they put up a fight versus KC? Yeah, they've got some goofball strategy where they get to push Jalen Hurts across the fucking goal line. You know, that would be figured. You almost expect the Eagles to get the Lamar Jackson treatment. What did Lamar Jackson do? He went on a tear, running the football, won an MVP, and then every team said, "Okay, we're just gonna probably blitz 8 at you every game." And then
he can throw way better than Lamar.
Okay.
What?
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, okay,
they're probably on the same level.
He can throw better.
Does he have better receivers? Yes. Yes, he does. Does he have a better offensive line? Yes. Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, I mean, still.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he throws the ball better than Lamar Jackson. Similar thing. Jalen Hurts has a breakout season. Everybody's like, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. It's like, okay, let's have some consistency here. If Jalen Hurts comes out and puts up those numbers again and wins MVP, maybe you could talk about it. But everybody's saying a top 3 quarterback. That's just false.
Whoa. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the NFC stinks, and the Eagles are probably going to finish the number 1 seed again.
Eagles have the best constructed roster in the NFC from top to bottom.
Exactly.
Name another team. Let's see. Quarterback, 1. Running back.
I'll take Dak Prescott.
Running back.
Tony Pollard.
Yes. Over
who? Yeah, I don't know, man.
Fancy got you on that one.
All right. Wide receivers, 1 and 2. You could go CD, AJ. They're kind of A1, AB, or A1, A2. They're right there with each other. And then
Dallas is deeper at receiver.
Are they though?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Brandon Cooks is slept on.
Okay, well, Brandon Cooks just arrived, so we haven't seen what he's done yet. What?
Brandon Cooks is 1,000-yard receiver every year.
Not last year.
Almost every year he is, yeah.
Not
He
the
wasn't last
before.
year.
Yeah, he was not this past season. Brandon Cooks.
Is that where he broke his streak?
Brandon Cooks barely played a snap last season.
Oh, was he hurt?
No, he just didn't want to play for that fucking team.
I didn't watch a lot of.
He did have.
Huh?
He did. Let's see. The 2021 regular season was Brandon Cooks 1,000-yard receiver. Brandon Cooks was 1,037. Playing with a no name too.
There we go.
But
Good for Brandon
Devontae
Cooks.
Smith over Brandon Cooks now, yes.
Maybe.
Why tight end wise, Goddard over. I mean, who you guys got now?
Yeah, they'd win tight end.
Yeah.
Offensive line. I think they have the upper hand.
And they're a little old.
Defensive line, a little old, just got them to a Super Bowl. Defensive line, by far. You guys have the more electric player, but they have the more consistent.
The standout, Micah Parsons.
I gotta agree with Vance.
They have the more consistent,
Overall
and based on the draft that they just had for defensive line, holy guacamole, they have a rotation now that can just go. You have a 1A, 1B rotation to go out there. Linebackers, yes. Corners, yes.
Well, technically, Mike is a linebacker. He's not a defensive linebacker.
Well, corners with Stephon Gilmore added now.
Gilmore, 81 speed Gilmore, get out of here.
That's Madden speed. Come on, he's not that slow. The dude's number 1 in man-to-man coverage last year.
Braxton Berrios is gonna cook.
Why you hate on Gilmore because he's a Patriot, Barrett? It's like
Stephon Gilmore was number 1 corner in man-to-man coverage last year.
I hate Stephon Gilmore because he got Defensive Player of the Year that year, Xavier Howard. Better year the very next year, and they give it to Aaron Donald for like the 3rd time. Yeah, Gilmore stinks. He's old. But anyways.
It's all right. Stephon Gilmore's still elite. He's elite.
Hell no. People are saying Ramsey fell off because Ramsey's like 28, 29. Gilmore's like 33. Come on.
And he was still number 1 in man-to-man coverage last year.
Because he played like 20% of the snaps.
No, he
was
out there. Come on.
You're
putting some wild disrespect on Stephon Gilmore right now.
Stephon Gilmore is still elite corner.
He played on one of the worst rosters in the NFL last year, and he was like the lone standout on defense.
Hang on a second. Breaking news. The NFL is docking 2 days of OTAs from the Patriots for violating off-season rules. They get 2 days of OTAs. Miami gets a fucking draft pick. Like,
well, they were tampering. I was like, New England probably just gave some free meals out to some players a little early.
Doesn't care anymore. Like
it's OTAs. Nobody attends OTAs anyways.
He wants Don Shula's record so bad.
Nobody attends OTAs. It doesn't matter.
What?
It's not.
All of the Dolphins attended OTAs.
Great. Good for the Dolphins. They need it.
They do.
The Patriots have a Pro Bowl quarterback. They don't need it as much. Mac Jones, he's Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler.
All right. Roger Goodell is re-signed through 2027. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this question, and I need something to support it because I ain't got a whole lot. Is this a good or a bad thing for the NFL?
I think it's. I don't mind Roger Goodell. I mean, what has he done? Absolutely terrible.
There's not a lot that looking back since I've been an NFL fan and Roger Goodell's been the guy. There's not one thing that I'm just like, man, fuck that guy for this reason.
I mean, the kickoff rule kind of sucks this year, but that's whatever.
Yeah, but owners voted that in.
What I mean, it's whatever. He's the owner.
It's like, I guess we could talk about that at a different time, but it's like that's such a dumbass rule.
I do not think Jordan Love will be good, by the way, Tim.
Jordan Love's going to sling it.
I think there's like advanced analytics based on Jordan Love's one game last year. It's super wild how they come up with this stat, but I saw it. That he's going to throw for like 4,800 yards, 40 touchdowns, and like 15 interceptions.
Well, he has
on like 70% completion percentage too. And I was just like, where the fuck how did they dig this number up?
He has that young receiving core. I mean, if they gel, he still has Aaron Jones and Dylan.
Stinks.
You know, like he could be good. I don't know. I don't think he will be, but maybe not this season. There's
potential. Hey, David Bakhtiari is now being linked to the Jets.
Of course. David Bakhtiari can go to New York, play 5 games like he's played the last 3 seasons, and then come out when it really matters versus good teams, and Aaron Rodgers is going to get his shit pushed in by whoever.
You're saying Bakhtiari is going to be a cap casualty come June 1st.
That's fine. I would cut him too.
And then he's immediately going to the Jets.
He's immediately going to Miami.
I don't want that guy. That guy, you know, he's playing off his like, I'm such a cool guy, but in reality, I've kind of stunk the last year and I never play because I'm keeping this injury a secret. Man, fuck that guy. That guy's fucking weird, dude. Get that guy out. I don't want him in Miami. Need people to show up to OTAs. He wouldn't be at OTAs.
Maybe if Rodgers is your quarterback.
Yeah, if Rodgers is your quarterback, your team will show up to OTAs.
Well, yeah, because Rodgers actually showed up to these OTAs. Unlike he hasn't been to OTAs in Green Bay in like 2 or 3 years.
And then he pulled a calf.
Then he pulled a calf, and Rodgers already injured. So people talk about Tua. Can Tua play the whole season? Can Aaron play the whole season? Right? Just like
Aaron.
Favre.
Aaron will play. He's not going to let it. No, I can't say that.
If Aaron Rodgers can't go,
don't say it.
We
Aaron
get the
Rodgers
man.
Will go.
We get the man coming back off the bench, baby.
Yeah, Zach Wilson reportedly had his best 2 days in practice without Rodgers there. Like,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, hype it up, Jets. Hype it up.
Hype it up.
Hype up your backup quarterback that was worse than Sam Darnold. I don't know. All right, last 2 topics I got for you guys. We'll talk Austin Ekeler. He got a $2 million incentive added on to his contract, but he will still be a free agent going into next season. Does Austin Ekeler earn himself a big contract with a new team potentially this season?
No.
This is a master.
He's 28 years old.
Yeah, no.
By the way,
this is a masterclass move by San Diego management. They're giving him a little extra money. You know, while he's 28, letting him play another year, you're not going to pay big money. Listen, that's a good move. Give him a little incentive. Give him.
We've already seen this move happen in the NFL once before.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert got a contract similar to this, to where they bumped him up $2 million in incentives, didn't work out, and now that dude will never get more than a $1 million $3 or a 1 year $3 million contract.
Exactly. So. Good on the Chargers. We'll see how he does this year. You know, if he does really, really good, it's kind of hard. I mean, Mostert kind of fell off, but Eckler's not Mostert. So, I don't know, man. If he does really, really good, of course he's going to want a big deal. But then you're a year older. Like, who's going to pay a 29-year-old running back a big deal? So if I were the Chargers, I would just let him walk and let someone else pay him anyway.
So if, let's say Austin Ekeler just has a crazy, just boom season similar to last year, right? 28 years old. The average market for running backs right now is about 12 to 15 million, which the market's going to reset next year. So let's bump it up to 16 to 18 million. 2 years at 16 million a pop. Would you pay that to Austin Ekeler if you're a team that desperately, like, you're right there. You're a team that's like a piece away. You need a running back. Obviously, you don't want to sign Ekeler to a long-term deal because he's already 28. He'll be 29 by then. And based on history, we know running backs don't go well past their 30s anymore, which is kind of weird that that's kind of happened, right? Longevity used to be – the NFL has kind of flipped on its head. Defensive players didn't have longevity. Offensive players had longevity. Now it's kind of flipped where defensive players are playing longer. Offensive players are playing way shorter, which the average – length in the NFL is like 5 years. But back to Austin Ekeler.
Which is weird because, like, defenders can't touch him anymore and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
all right. Ekeler at 2 years, 16 million. I mean, you're looking next year. Let's say a team like Miami doesn't get Dalvin Cook this year. Eckler's looking pretty juicy down in the Bay, huh?
I mean, yeah, but I think, listen, Chris Greer, he's made some good moves. He's also made some terrible moves. And to be fair, with that being said, I don't even know. Chris Greer will probably overpay for him, or they won't offer him anything at all. But I think the Chargers would offer him what they feel, and which he would 90% probably regret or reject. And then he'll just go to free agency. I mean, I guess they could tag him, right? They could tag him. I don't know. But then you're paying what would be the running back tag? Probably
the tag is top 5, so it'll be about 12 to 14. No, Saquon's getting like 18 million, so it's 18 million.
Yeah. So you just let them walk. You just let them walk, especially if they don't win, and especially if they don't get if they get close. I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard because he is talented. He gives you.
Oh, Saquon's getting
touchdowns.
10 million. Sorry.
He gets you touchdowns.
Franchise tag, right?
Yeah, Saquon's getting 10 million franchise tag. So Ekeler will get, let's say, about $11 million franchise tag at the end of the season. If you get franchise tag twice, it goes up like 35%. Yeah. So he'll get a little bit more than a second tag. Which, I mean, if you're the Chargers, that's kind of the way to play. It's like, hey, Ekeler, you're 28. We're not going to give you we'll franchise tag you for 10 million, 11 million guaranteed. If you're a running back sitting at 28, you got to look at yourself and be like, oh man, the numbers show I'm not going to play well after my 30s. So I'll take 10 million guaranteed now, play well one more year, play on another franchise tag, and then collect 14 million the year after. But a lot of players don't look at it that way. They see long-term money coming in. It's like, if you're a running back at 28, franchise tag, honestly, not a bad idea.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give Austin Ekeler anywhere near that if I was, 29, 20, 28, 29 going into next year possibly after this season. It's like, I've always said running backs are a dime a dozen. Yeah, and you talk about Miami, they just got Devin Achaney, one of the fastest running backs in the draft. So it's like, you can literally nowadays just run running backs to their 26, 27, maybe second contract. Give him a second contract. If you like the guy, if you feel like he's a team staple, but then
go 4 years, deny player option or team option, right? Franchise, kick him to the curb, next guy up.
Yeah.
That's been some of the rotations with some running backs. All right. Last thing for you is Boston said, don't let us win one. I took that as we don't want to play game 5, but they came out and played game 4 really well. So now we have a game 5 in Boston. What a shame for the Boston Celtics. And I'll say it this way. Now they have to go to their home crowd and get booed out of the stadium when they lose.
Unless they win out, Vance.
It's never happened. It's like 140-0 now.
They were just playing around with the Heat, dude. They were like, we want this. We want the momentum going to the finals. Here we go.
The momentum would be sweep them. Because you have a fresh Nuggets team that doesn't have to play a game till June 1st now.
Maybe that's bad.
No, that's history has never told us that's bad.
I wonder what the statistic is for the team that got more rest.
Well, I think
if you're going to say statistically,
I think the Celtics will win.
I wonder what it is. I really do, though.
And then Miami will win.
Let me see if I can search that up.
You think Boston will win game 5?
I think they'll win game 5 at home. Listen,
all I'm saying is it's embarrassing for Boston. They're going to get booed out of that stadium, out of Madison. They're going to get booed. Is it Madison? What are they playing? The Garden. No, they play in the Garden. They're going to get booed out of their home stadium.
Okay.
That's just unfortunate. Like, if you're Boston, obviously you can't just like they rolled over game 3, right? We saw them physically give up game 3. You can't do that back-to-back games or they'll blow that roster up in the offseason. So you kind of can't lay down for game 4. You kind of have to come out, compete, pick one up, go into home and, hype it up. We're coming back from 3-0. We're going to do it. But it's like, man, you lose at home. And if they especially if they get blown out at home, if it's close, they won't get booed. But if they're getting blown out like Miami has done to them multiple times this series, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly for Boston. And if they get blown out, they're going to blow that roster up. I think it's already kind of coming.
You want that roster blown up, don't you?
I don't, dude. I like the Celtics core. I literally think they're a more energetic point guard. Like, they just need more they have good rotation. I really don't know what their problem is. Maybe Al Horford, but Al Horford, we just saw Al Horford lock down Embiid, so you can't say it's Al Horford. You can't Tatum disappearing in big moments. The dude just put up 50 points in a game 7 last series. Like, that was a big moment. He just put up 34 in the game 4 this last series. Jaylen Brown not shooting well. Maybe. Marcus Smart not being a scoring savant. But you don't need all these guys to score. So I really don't know what Boston's issue is. A lot of people are pointing towards the head coach and his lack of experience. And that's just kind of where all the fingers are being pointed right now, is at that head coach.
Well, I mean.
But if your players give up, it's like, as a head coach.
That's his first year.
Yeah, well, he kind of got thrown into it because the other head coach was banging one of the assistants. Which I guess is frowned upon or illegal in the NBA world.
It's I think it was like the same chain of command, maybe. I don't know.
I don't understand that situation, but it's like kick the dude off from head coaching job for having sex with an assistant.
Well, yeah,
okay.
It's a policy violation.
All right. And then Brad Stevens, he was like the creme de la creme head coach for Boston because he was able to manage the Kyrie situation, which was absolutely awful in Boston. But Brad Stevens, he's the president of operations now for Boston. But that dude was he would have been the perfect head coach to have right now, I think. But That's all I got. Barrett, what are you going? Boston Heat, Game 5, quick.
I think Boston will win, but the Heat will win Game 6.
Seth, where are you going? Boston, Miami, Game 5.
Miami, but Jimmy Butler said they're going to have a few beers, have a nice relaxing trip to Boston. I think they take it right here, 4-1.
Boston loses in a blowout, gets booed out of the Garden.
Wow.
Maybe.
That's all I got for you guys tonight.
Wow.
Next week, we get wild with NFL as money will become available. We'll talk remaining free agents. We'll go over that list. And then the week after that, we go over the plus minus of wins.
And I will be live from the Lincoln Memorial.
Next Wednesday will not be salary cap day, though.
No, that's the day before salary cap day.
Yes.
So we get the early talk about it. We get to put out the early videos before everybody else talks about it. We're going to be right there ahead of all these big networks that are going to be stuffing their nose up LeBron James offseason tactics. But this whole week has been filled with, is LeBron really going to retire?
I know.
Not getting into it because it's like, man, don't want to be like, want to set ourselves apart. Not talking about the obvious that everyone else is talking about, right? Kind of get away from there. Like everyone's nose is up LeBron James' ass right now. It's like,
yeah. We'll talk about LeBron James at another time when he becomes.
We'll talk about LeBron James when he announces his retirement or announces his return to the NBA. We'll talk about him then.
Thunder to play with his son, Bronny James.
Let's talk about that.
Next time. Another day. All right, boys. I'll catch you on the next one, huh?
Peace out, people.
Peace out, A-Town down.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for tuning in to Take On Sports Podcast. As always, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. Catch us on YouTube and Facebook every week. We'll catch you on the next one.